for me. Blood in my dog and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And niggas trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a nigga for fuck.
What's up, YouTube? My glass guy just hit me up and said he can make it over tonight to pull the glass for the R34. It's going to the body shop in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the glass out tonight. But first, that means I gotta pull the interior out. It makes it a lot easier to do the glass removal. So step one was to move the cars around. I had this one there and that one here, so I swapped them so that way I could have room to open both doors. Step two was to bring all the new parts downstairs and put them in here in the gym. So these are all the conversion parts. So that way I have room up in the loft to put all this interior. I kind of already started, but when I did the coilovers, I didn't put the bolts back in the back seats to get to the struts. So I went ahead and yanked those out already and threw them up in the loft. But now I got to get this trim off and get this trim off and basically pull all the plastics and headliner out and the pillar plastics. So that way it's nice and easy for him to get around the glass on the inside. It's the next day and my buddy Tim was over last night. I was too busy trying to remove the interior of the car at the same time that he was pulling the glass out. So I wasn't trying to be in his way and I was also trying to hurry. So I didn't get any video of it, but let me show you what we got done. As you can see, windshield is out, tray is out, all this trim is off, side windows are out, and back window is out. I also did get the interior of the trunk removed. And this is pretty much what you have to remove out of the interior in order to be able to do the quarter panel swap. You know, they got to drill out all the spot welds and everything around these areas. So it's a lot easier when all these panels are gone. So they don't have to worry about catching stuff on fire and stuff like that. So seats are out, plastics are out, headliners out, glass is out. Other than that, I do need to take the mirrors off. Do need to take this trim here off. And that's pretty much it for the interior. For the exterior, I do need to take the fenders, hood, front bumper, side skirts, wing, back bumper, and taillight covers off. All those parts will get converted. So there's no reason to even take them to the body shop and make those guys take them off. I'm gonna try to get Jessica's BMW a little more sorted today. And then I'll get on this, like probably by this weekend, I'll have this all done. You can see I've got one side of it completely done. I've got the mounts here all finished. I've got the front fender clearanced. Back fenders mounted. You got clearance for the convertible top and clearance for the gas door. And then I also mounted this rear spat. And back quarter panel is clearanced. Only mount I'm not able to do yet is this one. Because when I was drilling the hole in the bumper for the well nut, I'm assuming the crash beam is back here and it's so thick I wasn't able to get through it. So I'm assuming there's multiple pieces of metal right there. So what I'm gonna do is just, obviously it's got a mark on it from where I was drilling. So when I get the other side done and drill that back spot, if I have the same issue, at least I'll have the marks on the metal. So then I can take the back bumper off and actually cut a little section of that crash beam out. So that way I can get these well nuts to hold the spat onto the bumper. I was able to get the front fender mounted. Also, I clearanced it, and I also did the mounts for the front bumper. So the front bumper now is completely mounted. Both front fenders are mounted. I got most of the well nuts installed last night for the rear fender flare. And I also have my rough opening marked. So I think right now I'm gonna cut that open, bend the flaps up, and then get the rear over fender mounted so I can get the rear spat mounted. It's been a couple days and honestly I don't 100% remember where I left off. What I'm gonna do right now is bolt on as much of the GTR parts as possible so that way I can put the GTT stuff up for sale, store it up in the loft. Well, I've done a pretty good job making a mess so far. Let me show you what I've got done. Got the whole front end off. You can see I got the fender liners, front bumper, front fenders. The hood I already put in the loft. And then in this box here, you can see I have the front bumper stay, the hood latch stay, the headlight brackets, and the hood hinges. The GTR requires GTR hood hinges to raise it up, as well as a GTR hood latch stay to relocate the bracket for the GTR hood. So I've got those parts already installed, and I have the GTR headlight brackets and the GTR front bumper stay. Also got the headlights off. The front bumper lights on the GTT are the same as GTR. So I went ahead and took those out so I can put them in the Z-Tune bumper. Same thing with these. I'll probably order new ones because these are pretty faded, but they are the same for the GTR and the GTT. These are the side marker lights for the fenders. I also need to pull these brackets off. They make it nice and easy to mount the GTR front bumper. And I do have these fog lights. These are factory option fog lights for this GTT. And I was just gonna remove them because you can see they go in this opening on the GTT bumper. And the Z-Tune bumper does not have an opening for them. That's for the marker light. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with those fog lights. I was actually thinking about putting them in the front upper grille area. Well, it might actually look kind of cool when you turn them on, having these fog lights blazing out right there. But the other reason why is because they have these brackets that I could easily re-drill, and there's already a mounting hole on both of these on each side of the hood latch stay. So I could easily pull that one off, re-drill it, mount it there, pull that one off, re-drill that bracket, mount it there, and then the wiring harness, I don't have to change, and then I don't have to change anything with the wiring. So I might actually do that. They're not physically in the way right now, so I can go ahead and mount everything and send it off the way it is. And then I can always do that later. So at this point, I'm gonna take the Z-Tune fenders and get those mounted. As you can see, I got the front end mostly bolted on. Got the Z-Tune fenders, the Z-Tune, S-Tune, whatever you wanna call it, vented carbon fiber hood. Front bumper, haven't really mounted yet, just have it sitting there. And I only have a few fasteners and all this stuff because obviously it's just gonna go on the trailer and then all this stuff is gonna come back off. So I just wanted to make sure it was secure for the trailer. Now I'm gonna start getting the rear prepped. You can see I already got the gas door off. I already got all the interior out. This taillight I already stripped down. Still gotta take off the back bumper and the spoiler. The reason to take the taillight covers off is because you can see the GTT body has the smallest amount of pop right there, and the GTR body has a nice kick. So this is what the GTR looks like. So it'll match the body line perfectly on the quarter panel when you convert it. You can still get these brand new OEM like that. Just sometimes you gotta get different colors depending on what you can find in stock. But here's a GTT. You can see it doesn't really pop out at all. To get those off, you just take these screws off here and this black trim will come off. And then you take all the rest of the screws off, and don't forget there's one in the middle. And then once you do that, just pops off. I'm almost finished, but I did want to show you one more thing if you're doing this. Here's the stock GTT back bumper. Make sure you save these brackets because these can be used for the GTR bumper. They just need to be modified a little bit, but it's very easy to reuse them. Well, there it is. It's pretty much ready to go. Only thing I have left is the door panels and the door trim. It's ready to go. Hopefully it doesn't take too long at the body shop, but I know it's gonna be nice when it's done. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm super excited to show you guys Jessica's car now that I have the whole Pandem kit mounted. It looks really good. I am still waiting on the new set of Silver's coilovers. So once those show up, I'm gonna install those and the adjustable arms and the angle kit all at the same time. And the wheels, so that way I can sit it down, get the stance right, and have it really looking good. And I'm also just waiting for a couple more parts to show up in the mail for the Chaser to do the manual swap. Once those parts show up, I can run to Excessive, get their catalog of stuff, and then I'll be ready to do it. So stay tuned for that also. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.